Hey everybody, BTFMC 1984 here again, and today I'll be doing a review of the LEGO Star Wars kit number 750979 Shadowtroopers. This is brand new for 2015. It introduces two new recolored figurines, the Shadow Guard and the new Shadowtroopers. Now, they've done Shadowtroopers before, but the original ones were in black with silver eyes. These are completely new gunmetal gray. New design, I'll show those off in a second. The Shadowtrooper is brand new for this set. The figure itself is not brand new, but the decoing, the coloring is brand new, introduced in 2015. Now, I don't know if these were introduced in LEGO stores in late December of 2014, or if they're just now coming out everywhere in 2015. I know LEGO stores will normally get these ahead of time before major retailers, but because I am not as close to one, I had to wait till Walmart to get it. This is brand new. You can see it does show you what the figures size-wise. I don't know why my camera's going light. It does show you the new figure size-wise, and on the back it just shows you all of the battle action that's going on with the little mini transporter. I believe it's like the clone transporter. Just make it kind of small, kind of like the micro figures. But this shows you what's all in the case. You got, this nice artwork of the Shadowtroopers and Shadow Guards. Looks a little bit different than the package. A little bit of detail here. And this is, of course, part of the brand new line that Disney's introducing with the Rebels. So we should see some more sets. To show you the instruction manual real quick. It does show you some of the new sets that are going to be available this year. And I'm pretty sure that this is just the early because this doesn't have everything in it. There'll be more sets coming out later this year, and probably more around December, as the new film does get closer to release. We'll probably see new troopers, new reworks of some of the classic characters like Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia. Well, I guess she'd be Queen Leia by now. I'm not sure, some newer figures that are just being introduced. And that's just stuff. So, let's get this box out of the way and show you the figures. First up is the Imperial Shadow Guard. Now, these guys were... I'm going to come on camera. These guys were our Palpatine's hand-selected guards. From what I've heard... I read they were designed, or they were picked to hunt down any rogue Jedi that were not eliminated in the Clone Wars, or would be as matched to any Jedi, kind of like Luke Skywalker or another character that would come up against the Emperor. They were strong fighters, and they were a little bit tougher than the regular guards, which I do have to compare. Arms, of course, in the way. Here is the Royal Guard from the Death Star Troopers. It was another little set that had a cannon, and this is basically the same figure that we've gotten before. Now everything is black, and what was black is red, and red is now black. It's got the actual staff. This one is just a little bit more different from what the actual characters had. They would have had something similar to this in the original versions, because they're not exactly new. They've had them before in earlier sets, so nice to have a new guy. So just got the little cloth cape, his little staff with the, I think, a lightsaber type of element to it. And here's the little vehicle for the Stormtroopers, and I'll get to these guys in just a second. But here is the little vessel. It looks like the Clone Wars trooper thing. I'm not sure what it's supposed to represent, if they actually do use this in the cartoon. I don't have Disney XD, and I don't regularly get to see Clone or Rebels, so I don't know if they've ever used this. But it is within the time period of Darth Vader and the Stormtroopers, so that's why we're seeing these type of sets. Wings do pose up and down, mostly designed to stay like this. It does, get my arms around, it does have a firing gimmick. You'll sort of push, not as because it should be, but a little friction powered missile doesn't work as well as it should. But then again, Lego is trying to do a little bit safer with some of these little smaller sets. And of course, they now have the newer blasters. These aren't the traditional blasters. They just get little pellets that fire. I'm going to lose it. And I lost it. Hold on, give me a second here. Of course, it goes under the table. Alright, and it just loads up. And Lego does provide you with several extra pieces, so in case you lose one, you got more to go around. I do miss the older blasters that the Stormtroopers had. These new ones were introduced in the 2013-2014 kits. I'm just not a real big fan of them. And you can store them on the side of the cruiser, so you can kind of have little pistol mounted guns, so depending on how they're flying in, you know. Alright, now what everybody wants to see is the new Stormtroopers or Shadowtroopers. Like I mentioned in the beginning, the original Shadowtroopers were black. These are now a gunmetal gray, a little bit more matching characteristics. And of course, trying to get a good shot of them. From what I saw in the package, I thought they were all gray, but there is a hint of a lighter gray around the helmets. Is kind of like a skull or a face paint, maybe a war paint. And from the lore of what I've known of Shadowtroopers is that they are more precise, more deadly, more cunning than traditional Stormtroopers. They go to a lot more extreme measures. They're not like the regular Stormtroopers, which kind of, you know, are lazy. Or I wouldn't call them lazy, but they're just a little more well-disciplined. There is some new gray details around the edges of the armor, kind of like dirt or dust. And it also does feature a fully back-printed backpack. Now, the one thing that kind of I'm disappointed about on these newer troopers I've seen from other sets is the new face sculpts or face paints. They just have the regular mean-looking head. When the more advanced kids, this is from the Droid Search, when they reintroduced the escape pod, they had the black hoods, which I really like because it helps hide the head on the back of the trooper. When you have them covered up, you don't see the skin tone. But with these, the newer heads, the skin tone is there, which is really disappointing because that really throws it all off, because they're supposed to be these stealthy guys, but yet you got this pink stuff. And this is what I was talking about with the blasters. This is the blasters I enjoy with the Stormtroopers. I don't like these little firing ones because it's more issue of me losing the little peg and trying to find them. Yeah, and they do fit on the vessel. Let's get them right here. You can have them flying, and you can have them hold the weapons if you want to. If they're flying in the action and they're ready to jump off, so they need their guns or blasters. Don't want to call them guns because they're not guns; they're blasters. But it's a really nice little build. It's 95 pieces. It took a few minutes just to get everything assembled, because I like to put everything in groups of the colors, just, you know, make everything feel a lot more easier to do it. And this is personal preference on how you want these front wings, of course, to be positioned. If you want them more lower to the ground, symmetrical with the back wings, or if you want them higher up, you know, you can do it like that. Any way you want. One thing I do wish Lego would provide with these kind of kits that have like these hover devices is some clear pieces, just so you can kind of have it sitting up. I know some other ones have had it, but these little smaller ones It would be nice to do it. Overall, I do recommend this, especially if you're a troop builder. I know there are people that build these just for the troopers. Perfect kit. There are about $12.99, about $14 with shipping, or with not shipping, with tax. At least in my Arizona Walmart, it came out to be 14 bucks. Taxes are really steep around here. It's actually $14.01 with the tax. Yeah, they're really worth the money. Especially, like I said, if you're doing it, building your troop army, if you really want some newer, updated Shadowtroopers, and if you really wanted the Shadow Guards, definitely worth picking up. It'll definitely add to the armies, especially if you have like Palpatine and Vader somewhere in your collection, and you want them to be, you know, being guarded by these guys, you know, flying around. And just real quickly, the extra pieces at least came in my set. It showed 8, but I got 9 extra. I got 1 extra little crystal. I do got extra black solid square, an extra little blaster piece, which you never know what might get broken, and an extra little rod piece. So, and actually, I like this little piece right here because I can actually have that the ammo setting next to the figures if they're in battle, so they can grab it. That is it for my look at the Star Wars Lego number 50 or 75079. That's again, that's set 75079. This is the Shadowtroopers, and I'm really sorry about my lighting. I'm still adjusting everything. I do apologize. They are in stores now. Definitely pick them up if you're wanting to build your army. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good day. I'll see you guys later.